Patrick Beverley was arrested for assaulting his 15-year-old little sister, all because she snuck a grown man into the home. So you're telling me you catch a grown man with your 15-year-old sister. You don't think to beat the man, but to beat her. In the
Mm,
police report, it says he
mm,
choked her
mm,
out with
mm.
2 hands for 20 to 30 seconds, picked her off the floor with 2 hands while they were on her neck, slammed her into walls repeatedly, then slammed her into the couch, and proceeded to punch her. If you thought that was it, allegedly he said, I will be the family member that will you. What is wrong with this nigga? I understand you might be angry finding out your 15-year-old little sister brought a grown man into the home. Rightfully so. That does not give you any excuse to put your hands on her. Confirmed by deputies, they can see the marks on her neck and a bust blood vessel in her eye, matching up to what people are saying. What is wrong with you, Patrick Beverley? The fact that you came on the internet and tried to make it seem like, oh, you didn't
Mm.
do anything, found a grown man with your underage sister. You tried to
Speechless.
spin the narrative to make it seem like you gave that nigga an ass whooping. And for people asking, how do we know if it's a grown man or not? Because the man's name in the police report is not blurred out, not blacked out. His sister's name is because she's a minor. He's not a minor. That's how that works. That's actually so lame to me, bro. The fact you ain't even put your hands on that man. Maybe you should be doing stuff like that. Maybe you should be hanging around with the wrong people. That's not how you handle a situation like that. Punching your sister, choking out your sister, bro. You need help, bro.
I was wrong about Pat Bev. I made a post about this when I first heard about this, and I believe what he said on the thing. He spun the narrative, but now the reports are really coming out that he choked out his sister. Pat Bev was wrong. No matter what the situation, you should not be putting your hands on a woman, especially a young woman that's a minor. I was wrong. You know, sometimes you got to believe people and get them the benefit of the doubt. But when I heard about this, I couldn't believe it. People were posting and saying, nah, bro, you got it twisted. You got it wrong. Read the report. And I saw everything what people were saying. And then I get this, this message here. And I'm just like, wow, I was absolutely wrong. Pat Bev, you were wrong. They said it potentially could be a third-degree felony. Yeah, that's jail time. Look, man, as men, we gotta be better. As men, we can't be scared to speak up and tell another man that he's wrong. Tempers are flaring. I would have put more hands or put my hands on the male that was an adult man, no matter how old he is. If you 18, you an adult. Than my 15-year-old sister. I would have talked to her probably crazy and told her some things about herself, but I would have put my hands on the 18-year-old man for sure. But putting your hands on a female and choking her out and lifting her and all these things that people are saying, bro, I hate to say it, man. You whatever you get is coming your way. You can't get out of it. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. You don't know what triggers people. You don't know what Pat Bev is going through. Still not an excuse. You're still a man. You still got to be able to control your emotions. I don't know what's going to happen from this, but they saying it's going to be a third degree murder. I mean, not murder, third degree, felony. And it's just one of those things. It's just like, people talking about him and saying, oh, well, he's this, he's that. I just look at him as a man, and only thing I can say is disappointed. As a man, we are in tough situations where we got to handle things differently because people are looking at us, especially a black man. So I was absolutely wrong with my first report, and I'm glad that the people corrected me. But Pat Bev, I don't know what you got to do with yourself, bro, to get yourself right. I'm not judging you. I just want you to get yourself right. That's it. I don't know what's going on in your life for you to do that. I don't know what the history is between you and your sister and your family members, but we can't do that, big dog. You got too much to lose. You played in the NBA. Now you're on Barstool Sports with the show with Jay Will and the other white cat doing your thing. The Pat Bev show. This is what to be the downfall of black men right here. It's actions like this that can ruin your life. They don't give multiple chances to black people, man. You got to be on the up and up, especially if you don't own your own thing and you're not running your thing. You're on the bar stool, man. It's not like you doing it like a Stephen A or Shannon Sharp, where you got your own and you in charge of everything. We know you a bar stool, so we know that you got that. But just as far as, man, like, we can't judge a man, we can't kick a man while he's down. All we can say as men is we disappointed and we want you to get better. And usually in times like this, it's a learning lesson. But yes, should that 15-year-old be with an 18-year-old man? Absolutely not. This is why females need to be doing something with their lives instead of just being hoes. Not saying she being a hoe, but an older cat with a younger girl, she's supposed to be in high school. What we doing? What we doing? This is why I'm a firm believer that women need to be in activities. They need to do things. They need to idle mind is bad. So I be worrying about boys. You should be worried about getting yourself together. Worry about going to school. Worry about doing college. Worry about doing extracurricular activities that's keeping your mind busy. Because that one thing about women, if they young girls, if their mind ain't busy, they start to get into trouble. They start to get into temptations. They start to follow little boys because they ain't got nothing else to do with their lives. So I'm not saying this about her. I'm just speaking from my perspective because I have young daughters, and I just know that you got to keep them busy. You got to keep them in these things. You got to keep their mind focused on what it's supposed to be focused on. So I'm not judging her. I'm just saying, just talking from my point of view as a father. But back to Pat Bev, man, it's a sticky situation. It's a sticky situation for him. He got a lot to lose. And he might already lost it. So what does a man do in a situation? With the reports coming out and stuff like that, strung her out and, it's just tough. It's just tough. I don't know what else to say about this. Just the details, man, is just I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I'm always a believer of believing in people and understanding, well, okay, yeah, he probably okay, yeah, for sure. I would have did that for that to that man. But then when you come to hear it out, it happened to the female, then you're like, you're like, we that's just so tough, man. It's just so tough to hear that about somebody, but never ever put their hands on a female like that. No matter if that's your sister, no matter if that's your wife or your girlfriend, nothing. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, uh I'm trying to look up on my chat GBT to see if I see any other results or other stuff. But yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough. It's just tough. It's just tough hearing about what happened. And as a person, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. As a person, what do you think a man like Scott Beverly or not, Pat Beverly, sorry, Pat Beverly should do? I put Scott Beverly in my phone. That's why nothing came up. What do you think a man like Pat Beverly should do? Is I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see what else they can. Yeah, so arrested, Fort Bend County, Texas, third-degree felony assault charge involving a family household member. According to the affidavit, his 50-year-old sister alleges he grabbed her by the neck, squeezed her to airway for 20 to 30 seconds, and struck her with a closed fist in the eye. Damn. Bail was only set at 40,000. That's it. He was publicly stated people should not believe everything you see on the internet. The case is ongoing. Being a felony charge, it has serious potential implications if convicted up to 2 to 10 years in prison under Texas law for a third-degree felony. The situation involves family dynamics, alleged violence, and comment that the representation of events is incomplete. Because of its criminal matter, it's important to note that the charges are allegations, not convictions. He retains a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. I can tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I believe what's going to happen is the sister's going to recant everything, and everything's just going to be like, all right, cool. Only thing is that there's evidence that the police seen something wrong with her neck or her eyes. That's what other people were saying, that police saw, proof of her neck being looking like she got strangled, and her eye was. That's where it's going to get tricky. So, I feel like the sister might calm down and say, no, it didn't happen that way. Okay. But if there's evidence, if the officer saw something, if something's on picture, now we get into tricky waters. All we could do as a Christian, just pray for this family. Hopefully they figure it out. Pray for Pat Bev. Hope he gets forgiveness from God. That's all he can do, and just pray, hopefully, to see how this plays out. So I'll keep you guys updated, but I'm going to go back and say to myself, like I said on my previous post, I was wrong. So I'm going to post this tonight so you guys can see it and let you guys know that I was wrong. But a real man can let you know when they're wrong. That's what I am. I'm a real man, okay? So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this video. Plenty more to come. See you.